The men of Arnor are joined by their Gondorian brothers in today's Rise of Mordor siege, and they are here for business. They are against the Elves and Dwarves, and they've got a tough opponent here. They've got a tough opponent here, and they are going to have to do some pretty nasty work. They're going to have to think some pretty decent tricks if they're going to try and get past this Elven and Dwarven defense. But yeah, we have an epic Rise of Mordor siege for you today, and this is a seriously close one. I mean, it comes down to the wire. The dwarves and the elves put up a stern defense. Will it be enough though? Will the attackers run out of time? We will find out, certainly. But yes, what's up guys, I'm PopeJohnPaul, and we are back in Middle Earth. We have a brilliant 3v2 for you today. We actually have elves on both sides in this one. We have the Woodland Realm over here with their, I believe they're like the Sylvan Elves, aren't they? So we have the Sylvan Elves on one side, then we have the Noldorian Elves on the other. Over here we have Lindon, and they are joined by Arnor and also by Gondor. So this is going to be a pretty epic one, I'm pretty sure of it. We also have Erebor, as I mentioned here. They are fighting side by side with their rivals, really. I mean, the Woodland Realm and the Erebor hate each other. So fighting together, stuff must be going down in Middle Earth, must be pretty bad. But yeah, if you're enjoying seeing Rise of Mordor and you're glad that it's back on the channel, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support. As always, it's very much appreciated. And yeah, so this one is just about to get underway. I am playing in this one. We were doing a quick siege after the stream. We were like, yeah, let's do one more. Why not? Let's do this one off stream. Let's just kind of have a bit more of a chill time. And this one I'm playing is Eriador. I kind of wanted to try Eriador in a siege scenario, see how good they were. I know this is a 3v2. It's kind of why I played Eriador, because it's kind of a weaker faction. Yeah, so I've got playing with a couple of my subs here on my side, and we have a few of the subs over on the other side as well. If you'd like to get involved in some of these Rise of Mordor battles, then feel free to do so. The link is down below in the description to join the Discord. It's the best way to get involved in some of these battles. But yeah, we actually have Lindon here going straight on in. I do believe Lindon crashed pretty early in this siege, which is a little bit of a shame. But yeah, so that was an issue obviously for us. I was playing as Eriador. I was like, oh god, of all the people I want to drop, it's going to be Lindon. So Lindon did drop, unfortunately. But they are already peppering down these dwarves. So that's always a good sign that they're doing that. So I'm not going to complain at the AI for focusing down dwarven axes. I mean, this is a good unit to take down. And you can see here they're bringing down Noldorian spears. I'm kind of surprised the player brought so many Noldorian spears anyway. I mean, they're good in like Last Alliance, but in Rise of Mordor, I would recommend bring more sword units, like the shock infantry, which are going to do God's work in cutting down these armor-plated dwarves. I mean, these guys are just hard to kill. They are generally just hard to kill. Over on this side, I'm playing a little bit slower. I mean, my men-at-arms are nothing special, and yeah, they are not going to break through anytime soon. I hate to say it, these guys are, as you can tell, not well armored. And I mean, I'm kind of relying mainly on my Arnorian knights and my cav. And I also have this unit back here, which is I really like. It's one of my favorite units if I can find it. I think it's here. Yeah, Footmen of Arnor, and these guys look amazing in my opinion. I think they look great. Really well done here by the submod. I really love this unit. We're obviously playing with the Rise of Mordor Lost Faction submod. I will also leave a link for that in the description if you want to try it out. Adds a few new factions. And you can see here, Arnorian Knights flying on in. Doing quite a bit of damage to these Lasgarden Blades here. I mean, they get a few casualties, it's kind of expected when you're retreating. But yeah, Lasgarden Blades here. I mean, 82 down from 100. I mean, it's a good charge. I mean, this is pretty decent cav. It's heavy cav, but it's nothing like insane. And here we go. Men-at-arms now going to go flying on in. And they're going to try and take on a much superior foe. Like, these guys are not going to have a fun time. I mean, this is very heavy melee infantry against heavy melee infantry. It's not really a good matchup. I wouldn't even say it was great heavy melee infantry. I'd say it'd be more like medium, these guys are. Like, in comparison to, like, the footmen over here. Where are they? Footmen are heavy melee infantry as well. These guys are far more heavily armored, in my opinion. Like, they're just, like, so much stronger. But we will see what they can do. For sure. Men-at-arms doing their bit. They're just destroying all the caltrops so I can get my cav through, which is not a bad idea. I don't know really what a cav's actually doing at this moment. It's kind of just sitting there, just like, yeah, just don't mind us. We're doing our thing. But yeah, so it looks like the battle is just about getting over. Is Gondor engaged anywhere yet? Doesn't seem like it is. Seems like the elves are just attacking on all fronts. I mean, that's just AI taking over and just go, yeah, screw it, let's go in. Gondor, yeah, is taking its time. It's actually just landing its first troops, like on this side of the wall. I mean, they got a pretty nasty opponent in Erebor with Erebor Axeroys here as well. Erebor seems to be taking on at least 2 armies. It seems like the Wooden Realm just has me to deal with at the moment. They also have a lot of troops in reserve on this side of the river. So this is the thing. We're playing on a map called Ethering. And Ethering, eventually, if you lose this side of the city as the defenders, you just retreat and you have like 2 choke points. I mean, technically 3, I guess. But 1 really here, and then another one over there. And that is it. There's 2 ways like to get across this river and into the final capture point. So it's a tough fight. So, I mean, the aim really is the attackers. It's to stop, it's to kill as much, obviously, on this side of the river. And another good charge goes in by these Arnorian knights. Doing a pretty decent amount of damage. I mean, knocking over a lot of these Lasgarden blades. Do apologise, it's a little bit laggy. I'm not entirely sure why. Shouldn't really be laggy, but there you go. But yeah, so the idea, I mean, already you can see Lasgarden blades already running across the river. They're already giving up troops here, which I think is a little bit early by the elves. But hey, there you go. The idea anyway is the attackers kill everything else. Obviously, this is on this side of the river and prevent stuff from retreating back across. As we can see, already kind of failing in this objective because these Lasgarden blades, the 100 men, are retreating across the river. They've already accepted they're going to die. I mean, I'm currently just cycle charging with my cav into these Lasgarden blades because I realize after this stage of the battle, who cares about the cav, because it's just going to be, well, I don't really need much cav after that. I have my general, who's another Arnorian knight, and that's all I really need, because after that it's just the river. With like, I'm not really going to be charging cav into this. This is spear lines and shield walls. I'm fighting over here as well. I actually have my footmen of Arnor already in. I don't really have much in the way of sword infantry, so these guys are already getting committed in. I'm having a tough time against the spears here of Erebor, the Iron Guard being committed. Could really do with some Gondorian support perhaps. Elves clumping up, as you can see. This is just down to AI just like taking control, but they are actually breaking through. Erebor Axeroys here, you know, they're getting cut down a bit. These big old swords from Linden just cutting through them like hot knife through butter, really. I mean, I won't go that far. They're not cutting through them that badly. But it's they're losing decisively, put it like that. They are not having a fun time. Same over on this side. I think we've got some really elite Noldorian swords here. We've got like double gold chevron Noldorian swords. These are good infantry. And yeah, they're doing some good work. And we've got crossbows over here. This is a nice little angle set up by Erebor. I mean, I'm a fan of this. What are they going for? I guess anything on this street is just going to hit. Citadel guards down that far into the street. Might want to hit them. Can just about make them out. There you go, in their beautiful shields. They are they're coming up. What else we got? We've got Gondor and Cav. We've got Knights of the Silver Swan. They could be handy late game, maybe. I mean, I say that. Like I said, Cav is not going to be really useful late game. They need to really kind of get that Cav inside now and try and do some hammer and anvil somewhere. I mean, there are ways to get around. Obviously, if you go down the street here, where the crossbows is, you can get all the way around the back and surround stuff. I mean, you can already see dwarves setting up elite shock infantry. We've got dwarven barrack guard going in, and they're already silencing these crossbows here. Like, these Noldorian swords can go in, and they're going to try and silence these crossbows. Really good thing to be taken out. Noldorian nobles here. Where the heck are they? Oh, they're all the way over here. They've just been thrown in. I mean, this is AI, though, unfortunately. These Noldorian nobles will not be seeing combat this early if it wasn't for the AI, unfortunately. So it's kind of like 2.5 armies, I'd say, or maybe 2 armies versus 2, really. I mean, yeah, look at that, Noldorian nobles pulling straight through. That's just AI for you. AI is a massive cheat in Attila. Like, I cannot explain how much I hate AI just for like that. And various other times I've seen them just pull through. And just like, screw you, AI. But this is good. This is, I mean, we're already seeing Erebor crossbows getting silenced by Gondor swords. The swords are losing, but they're silencing the crossbows. So it's allowing my cav to, like, get by. I mean, they've been doing a decent amount of hammer and anvil. I mean, you can see already the elves kind of retreated from here. I think I broke both these units. Yeah, both these Lasgarden blades did get broken. And we've got artillery over there. My artillery's still outside. I actually haven't really used any of my ammo. I'm firing all the way back at this massive clump of elves back here. insane range really for the artillery. I'm now getting my cav to sneak around, and my intention was to get it to go over and take out those crossbows, and then loop all the way around, because I was seeing there was literally nothing after those crossbows. There's literally nothing defending that street and down to this cap point, so I can get in behind and do a lot of work. All the dwarves are really dealing with holding back the elves and Gondor. They are like really struggling. Like Dwarven Barrack Guard, and we throw it in this early on in the battle. You know things are going wrong. But good, I mean, this is like good shock infantry. Noldor swords actually, they kind of still winning slightly. I mean, these Dwarven Barrack Guard, yeah, they kind of broke formation. I think the player who was playing as dwarves was basically wondering why he was losing this fight, and it's just basically because the unit, I think he may have actually attacked the wrong unit, and it kind of like did a pull through effect, and like half the units got stuck in one place and like half the units stuck in another. It just got cut down. It's just been murdered. It's not really gone well for the dwarves there, and you can see already these airable crossbows need to get the hell out of there. Finally, Gondor and the elves are actually both attacking over here. We're seeing archers now going in. The elves, I mean, at least the elves, you know, come in archers once they've used their ammo, not while they still have ammo. Yeah, Arnor's been doing most of the heavy lifting here, Gondor, for the men of the West. You need to start doing some work. You can see we've got more Arnorian knights now coming around. I mean, I'm calling them Arnor. They are really area door because, you know, you got the hobbits and stuff like that in as well. But, you know, at the moment, it's Arnor leading the way. You see them here, footmen of Arnor in here. We've got, already got the Linden General, the shipwright nobleton. I think, yeah, already have the general in here. That's the only problem with AI. They'll commit their general in like first thing. The rest of the army can come second. I mean, artillery heading back here. I mean, this is a bit of a risk. Oh no, this is enemy artillery. I just realised. Yeah, Onja here, firing into the flank. I mean, it's a big blob of troops here. I mean, what is this? It's mainly Linden, so I can't tell Linden to retreat. I really should have told Gondor to retreat his troops, because I didn't have this under control. Actually, to be fair, I'm kind of glad to see some Linden troops here, because I don't think my Arnorian troops are going to break through against these Iron Guards. These Iron Guards have lost 13 men, and I've lost a good portion of my footmen. I'm now focusing down Lasgar and Blades. So they're actually committing more troops. After retreating in the other areas, they're sending in more troops here, which is really bizarre. But they really wanted to silence these Gondorian swords and try and get those crossbows out of there. Don't blame them. Those crossbows could be handy later on. Erebor crossbows still in there, though, getting cut down. I don't think they can really get out of there, but the Gondor swords are going to wave and break, so that's a good sign. Those crossbows can now survive. Over here, these crossbows aren't going to face such mercy. They are going to get murdered right now by what remains of the elves here. They have like taken a lot of losses of the elves, because it's AI, just like I said, doesn't really look after its troops very well. Kind of just sends them all in to die. I mean, what are the numbers looking like? It's 4,700 against 2,000. So, I mean, we've killed 1,400 of the defenders, which is a lot of defenders. So, no wonder they're thinking about retreating. And we've lost about 1,200. So, we have killed a lot more of the defenders. And the defenders are really good. They're dwarves and elves. Citadel Guard here. They're breaking through these crossbows. I mean, it's things like this. Like, the dwarves, I think, maybe just over defended. They may wanted to defend one less amount of streets. Like they defended right by the walls, like right by the walls almost. They probably wanted to think about like maybe falling back and defending like further back, because I think they've like overcommitted. But I mean, I think what I heard from when we were chatting in BC, the dwarves kind of planned to defend higher up, and the elves were going to be like the late game player. You've got Iron Guards still here, though, alive. I mean, we've still got a lot of elves, though. Lasgar and Blades, Lasgar and Spears. There's Hall Guardians. They've got archers back here. We've got Lords of Lasgar in general. We still have a Manchurian Claimer and a Tomb Warden as well. And we got Forest Rangers. Seeing Forest Rangers again, very, very bizarre seeing them here, especially when you have more armored elves that you could be bringing up. We've got some Lasgarden archers over here with decent ammo and an artillery piece. So I mean, the attackers aren't, the defenders, sorry, aren't sure to surprise us just yet. We actually breed men at arms already going in. Not quite sure what the rest of the unit is, but there you go. They've just gone flying on in. I think my artillery piece, oh yeah, my artillery piece at this point managed to also get sniped. I was so frustrated in this because I had so much ammo left. I was trying to get it closer so I could just destroy this like this formation here that's blobbing up. But the Woodland Realm onagers went no. That's not allowed, Chief. And we also have cavalry here in the back lines. I managed to take out that crossbow unit that thought it was free, thought it could get home, but no. Arnorian Knights come to save the day. I have more Arnorian Knights ready here as well to go. I don't know exactly what I plan to do with these guys. I think I was planning on cutting off these spears, but I think I just left the shock infantry to it because they're doing such a good job. I mean, these spears are trying to retreat. I mean, it's the worst thing you could really do is try and retreat while also like getting cut down. Like, you're going to lose a lot of men. These Iron Guard probably were like really healthy. Now they're going to be, yeah, they're below half strength. They're still retreating. They lost a lot of men, as you can see, just there for no real reason. And they would have taken forever to die. I mean, I need to get my cav out of here. This is not a fight they can win or really contribute to. They didn't get a good charge. We should just leave the Elves to it. They're losing though. The Elves, that's not a good sign. I start to now rear charge the remains of the resistance over here. Iron Guard's finally starting to lose decisively as my Arnorian Knights go into the backs of the cav here. I mean, it's a risky job though because this caltrop's right there, so I have to be really careful where I retreat to. I'm making sure just to retreat to like the top of the slope and then just going straight back down again. I think this time I was going to go into the back of the Elves here because I was like, Iron Guard, you know what? They're just too goddamn hard to kill. I've got Swan Knights in it, so I don't know kind of what Gondor already planned here. He needs to retreat his cav. It's not really a great charge. There you go. Arnor going in again, doing their bit, rear charging, doing a lot of damage to these Lasgarden blades, losing decisively. I mean, most of the units have been knocked over. They're like all getting up now. That shows the power of cav. And yeah, these guys starting to waver. It's good signs. My other cavalry unit just waiting in the wings, waiting to do something. It makes you just sneak by. This is what I was trying. It was like, you can just sneak by this gap here between the caltrops and the building. And that was the whole plan. I mean, now it seems like the Iron Guard might break first. Something needs to break because this is a lot of troops being blobbed up here. And I'm not a big fan of it. My gatekeepers, oh my god. These gatekeepers are a really good unit, but they're the most frustrating unit to have in the siege battle. They have a sword and shield, so they're pretty good in melee, like if they need to go into melee. But they kept wanting to go into melee when I was wanting them to use their crossbows. It was so goddamn frustrating. And I don't realise for ages, I'm pretty sure. These guys look awesome though. I can't lie. There you go, they're getting out again. God damn it, gatekeepers. They're also getting focused down by archers, so this doesn't help there. I mean, to be honest, I'm not too bothered they're shooting my gatekeepers because they're crossbows. They're kind of hard to use. I'd be more concerned if they were shooting my Gondor's bows or something like that. But yeah, these guys are awesome. They really do. A really cool unit, the gatekeepers. But yeah, I mean, who's that? Lasgarden archer shooting me. It's not a great sight. I mean, better than shooting this massive blob forming up here of Gondor and Linden. I mean, Linden, I'm not surprised, but Gondor may want to rethink sending in troops here. Yeah, this is going to be a grind now. I mean, there's a lot of infantry that's still got to be killed off here. We've got Hall Guardians, we've got Lasgarden Blades and Lasgarden Spears. You can see the arrows coming in. Desperately trying to do damage to these Hall Guardians. And I don't blame them there. I mean, we've got a lot of ammo left here. We've got Bree Post Watch. I've got Athelian Rangers. We've got a lot of ammo to try and cut down these guys. Over on the other side, we're still trying to get through to the other bridge. We've not even managed to get there yet. The Lasgarden Blades holding them strong against these Citadel Guard. Bad sign that these Citadel Guard aren't going to break through. But here we go. Arnorian Knights once again flanking on around. These guys have been like the MVP of the battle so far. We're doing a decent amount of damage with them. I mean, they've been charging head on and rear charging Elves all day. And this might be their final act, to be honest. They haven't got many men left. 10 and 13. Yeah, they're probably going to break. But they may help break this Lasgarden Blade. Help the Citadel Guard just get one little victory here. and then they can push on, and the Arnorian Knights can die knowing that they've done well today. Floating man here. I know someone pointed out in the last battle there's a floating Bait of the Steppe. There's a floating Arnorian Knight there. Look at that. Maybe he's actually been carried by all the Citadel Guard because he's an absolute hero. He's an absolute MVP. How are these guys not broken, I don't know, but my Knights are about to break as well. We've got Warriors of Losnark being sent in, and I'm now also sending in a tiny little footman of Arnor. That's just going to seal the deal, make sure that they break. There you go, the Arnorian Knights did their bit. There's 9 of them left. Oh, gods. And now the Iron Guard that have survived have the job of defending the foot of the bridge, and they're getting peppered by archers, I'm presuming. Oh, that's the Thillian Rangers. I wouldn't be shooting this unit if I was Gondor. This unit's finished. It's 30 Iron Guard, and these guys have seen a lot of action. Look at them. Just soak up the arrows. They can still take a lot of arrows, in fairness. So this is why it's not a good... I don't think it's a good target. Shoot an Iron Guard. You need to shoot them in the back. Or just in the flanks. Like, shoot them head on here. Even still, they're not taking many casualties. What my Arnorian Knights are doing, I have no idea. The answer is killing themselves, because they're just going to run head on into these guys. There you go, the axe is going in. They'll chop through this, like Warriors of Losnark, they'll chop through this unit easy. They kind of actually just carried on past them like nothing was going on. What the heck happened there? They need to just carry on, like, just hold there. Yep, there you go. Broke through, and now the Axes of Losnark and the Citadel Guard can move on to the next line. But I mean, they're going to get absolutely peppered. You've got over here, we've got Forest Rangers. They're making sure that they're hitting as many targets as possible. I mean, some good targets down here. Axes of Losnark, a pretty good target. I mean, they're not the strongest shock infantry in the world, so I mean, I wouldn't pepper them down too much. They probably get killed off by the spears and the halberds here anyway. I mean, this is going to be a problem. The halberds are going to be a big threat. I mean, they have no halberds over here. Who actually did bring halberds? Okay, so we have Gondor's halberds. That's good to see. I was going to bring some as Eredor. Did decide not to because I thought they kind of suck. And I expected Gondor to bring some pikes, some Fountain Guard, but no, we've got the halberds, so we've got a kind of like the weaker and lesser unit of Gondor. Artillery coming flying on in here. And yeah, they basically set up in a really nice position here with their onager, where it can get resupplied by the supply barrel that's on this wall here. And you get like 3 resupplies. And also it's got a pretty good angle into the flank. And I mean, it's getting some pretty nice shots, if I can say so myself. They've got a really nice spot there. That one hit pretty nicely into the Linden front line. So keep an eye on that. But Linden is making a bit of progress. They are now starting to get themselves off the bridge. You can see where they started fighting. And then slowly edge themselves down. I'm now sitting in like Bree Post Watch and just anything. It's just any crap that's got needs sitting in. I probably shouldn't have sent these. Oh no, these are just the orange crew. So even Bree Post Watch. But to be honest, most of these shots seem to be missing. I mean, I'm not seeing like too much done. Too much damage done. Over here, we're seeing more shock infantry. This time will lose though. They're holding Stern here. Big old battle in this front line here. I mean, Lasgar and Blade's just going to hold forever. These guys hold till they've got like 20 men left usually, so it's going to be a hard time to get through all these. But yeah, as you can see, that's going to take a little bit of time to get through. Footmen of Arnor here, they're basically dead. There's 19 of them left. They're not going to break through here. I think I told my Gondorian ally, just retreat everything from here. This is, we need to focus on this whole guy. We need to do damage. So you can see here, Ithilien Range has been pulled up. Gondor Arch has been pulled up. And I think I was sending Gatekeepers in the general direction. You've got an artillery piece here as well. That's also been hit. Like this Woodland Realm artillery piece. It's been sniping artillery pieces left, right, and center. And you can see my Gatekeepers. These guys have just like seen more action, I think, in combat than they have actually been shooting. Yeah, they got full ammo. These guys, I mean, they're getting focused down as well. They're so frustrating. I was just hating them so much. Same over here. These gatekeepers have a pretty decent angle onto the elves down there. Refuse to fire. I was so frustrated. But hey, it's just what happens sometimes. Unfortunately, all these elves over here are just out of range. Like, well, they're quite way out of range. But we have more armor. We have more archers coming up here. I mean, they need to focus down things like maybe forest rangers or the Lords of Lasgarland are a good target to take out. I mean, this is it's not a general. They have 2 Lords of Lasgarland. It's gonna be nasty. I mean, they're also going for good targets here, trying to take these Hall Guardians out. It's not a bad idea. And look at that, Footman and Arnor going back in. The brave souls. I mean, getting shot on the back by their own allies. But they're going to get cut down. There you go. Beautiful stuff. I respected Arnor. You did your best. And now they break permanently. Yeah, we're bringing up gatekeepers. Got a pre-post watcher. Really focusing down this one spot. This is where I always like to try and put as much pressure as possible. Over here, it's always a real grind. I mean, look at the blob. This is something I would advise never do in Rise of Mordor. This is the AI joining the fight. I mean, maybe should have let Gondor not commit any more troops, but this is all of Lyndon's army basically committed, and that's just what happens when the AI like takes over. Just goes, no, everyone dies, everyone blobs. Oh, it's a really good hit there though by the artillery. Oh, hitting the front lines, just the front lines as well, not hitting any of like the Woodland Realm troops. I mean, that one hit the Woodland Realm troops. That's a lot of crisped up Sylvan Elves. They're battling on hard. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing really to say, really, at the moment. All I'm doing is just really showing, because all it is just 3 massive choke points happening. That's the issue with Ethering when you kind of get to this point. Ethering kind of just becomes just like massive choke points. And I mean, the artillery's still coming flying on in. You can see just missing here, luckily. Doesn't seem like it bounced on any further. But I mean, the Elves right now desperately just trying to pour as much fire as possible in. They actually are retreating their halberds here. These Hall Guardians retreating. And so they plan to have 3 units of 3 units of halberdiers at the rear, Mansion Reclaimers, and a Lord's Lasgar, which is pretty handy in combat. But yeah, these 2 Mordorns and Hall Guardians here, and they've not got to hold on for much longer. They have literally not got much longer left. It is not too far off is like the side of victory. I mean, 85, 70, 69 had the funny number. These guys, you know what? They can hold for a while. I mean, hopefully they can. Army losses may start to come into effect. That is the only worry that I have for the defenders. It's like if they just defend here with a small amount of elite troops, army losses could be a problem. You see they're trying to retreat these spears as well. Luckily, Gondor and Arnor here see that they're going to try and do that, and the spears have to turn around. Otherwise, they doom all their allies down here. And this is a lot of elves. And I mean a lot of elves. This is probably the good majority of their army left. Also, if you just want to know, there is actually another sneaky broken point that you can get through, and I believe it's this wall here. If you want to try and get like out and around, I mean you can get archers. It's kind of a handy way to get archers out, and then you can just walk all the way around. You could just put your archers here if you wanted to and shoot over into the final choke point if you wanted to. It's a sneaky little way to do that. So otherwise you can't get to that back part of the city. Like, it's that open area anyway. But anyway, let's carry on watching this choke point battle. As it battles on, it seems like the Woodland Realm are actually pushing them way back up onto the slope. They are making They're making some ground. Yeah, with the help of artillery hits like that, that is a good artillery hit. And you still got like the shipwright nobles in here battling away. I don't even know if they've lost their general. He must be close to dying. There's only 15 of them left. But yeah, Lyndon, even still, if they lose a general, Lyndon's not going to be too bothered. Elves just don't seem to have any issue with losing a general. There you go. The general has been cut down. So Lyndon is now without a general. It's now starting to waver. And they still have Noldorian archers. That was a poor hit there by the artillery. That was a really bad hit. That just broke those shipwright nobles. It's going to break the Bremen at arms. That was, yeah, just hit. That hit all attackers. There you go. Yeah, these Lascalon blades, they may get out of here. Or maybe not. Warriors of Losnar coming forward, and we've got some footmen of Arnor, a fresh unit. I'm hoping these guys can do Arnor proud. They look beautiful as always. They're ready to go in. I actually bizarrely still have some Bremen at arms left. I decided to send the footmen of Arnor first before the Bremen at arms, but I guess these boys deserve a break. I mean, they've not even had to see action yet. We still got Coast Guard coming up now. They're going to now get sent in. This is what we were desperately trying to do, just like use to now get through the choke points. I mean, that was not a bad hit there, it seemed. It seemed to do a little bit of damage. But yes, it seems Arnor is about to maybe make some headway. Lascalon Blade's starting to waver here. This is a good sign. Broken now, so there you go. A little bit of progress for Arnor, and also for Lyndon as well. They're still battling on in here with a few troops. Still have a few tired Noldorian archers that are battling in these front lines here. But as you can see over here, this is, I mean, I'd say not looking good. Arnorian swordmasters here getting kind of cut down. These guys aren't that great anyway. This is my only shock infantry that I've decided to bring. I have brought 3 of them, but yeah, they're pretty good. They're like 1,000, I think, 1,000 gold around that mark. They're okay, but they're anything special. But they are helping to cut through these Lascalon spears while starting to lose decisively. So that's a very good sign. I mean, you can see here the archers, the general, desperately trying to do some damage and shoot down those swordmasters and probably anything else that comes down there. I mean, we've got Citadel Guard in them, but you can see they're now being pushed back by Arthurian Rangers. And then you just need to like stop running archers over each other because it's just obstructing them and like causing a lot of issues. Just let the archers do their thing, man. They're trying to currently shoot an elven general to death. I mean, they could as well. It's Lord Lascalon. It's got some pretty good armor, but after a little while, if you focus it down, it does a lot of damage. Those Arthurian Rangers, that's a perfect counter, really, to it. Especially when they're not firing at the Arthurian Rangers. If they were, then maybe not. Because those Arthurian Rangers have no armor. But yeah, you can see here. Oh, Lascalon, but they're already, Lords Lascalon, they're already running. I think it's because the artillery. Onager here, it's down to 1 Onager, by the way. It's in a little bit of trouble. But the pole arms now have managed to reach. The pole arms have managed to reach the front line. Clearly, words are hard already. We've still got a good portion of this battle to go. So I hope you guys have still got plenty of snacks and drinks, because this is not over yet. We've got Prince's Coast Guard now on the front line. These pole arms here, I wouldn't say they're the greatest pole arms in the world. Certainly if you shoot them to pieces, you can kill these like Prince's Coast Guard really easily. Also, they seem, I find them getting out of formation quite often, but I mean, this big blob here, they might do okay. I'm not sure. I mean, they seem to be doing okay as it is. Fighting alongside the footmen of Arnor right now. But yeah, the pole arms are getting to the front line, and hopefully they can force back these Lascalon blades maybe a little bit, but doesn't seem like that is the case just yet. I mean, the Lascalon blades are losing decisively. That is good. That is a good sign. Over on this side, it seems like I'd say this Prince's Coast Guard may be in a little bit more trouble. Yeah, losing decisively. Yeah, this one's having the issue where it can't get its pikes down because, as you can see, like they're all waving in the air because they're kind of like stuck on the lip of the bridge, and they're getting cut down. So this one might want to think about retreating. Save yourselves. But yeah, the one over here doing God's work right now. It's just poking away at these Lascalon blades, doing a lot of damage. But again, like I said, they are not going to break. Well, I say that they're not going to break anytime soon. They're already wavering at 28. That's not a good sign. Lascalon spears here, 16 wavering. Lasgal and spears over here have kind of stabilized. That's a good sign. But yeah, what else have we got left? We've got the artillery here, Onager, which is down to 3. But I'm imagining it's getting resupplied by this artillery by the supply barrel here. I imagine just to fire off some more shots in this blob. But they may not have this blob here for much longer because you can see swords breaking here. They have rallied, but the archers will soon be about to break, I imagine, as well. They actually are losing decisively. You can see the elves are in retreat. They've decided to retreat. Gondor is now pushing forward, and look at that, cutting down these elves. Gondor getting so much revenge for everything that these elves have done to them. Like, they have killed so many Gondorians, Linden elves, like especially on this side. Look at the blood and carnage that has happened here. There is so many dead, and there you go. Gondor, Arnor, and a few elves left pushing on, and they're chasing down these last Garland blades as much as possible. Over on this side you can see the spears. They're probably just going to have to hold to allow this sword to try and get back. And if it can, I mean, that's a good asset. It's another unit that can be thrown into the line here to form this shield wall. I mean, this is already a nasty looking shield wall. Mantry claimers in here. We've got Hall Guardians as well hiding in there. I mean, they've also got 2 Mordors as well waiting in reserve. But I mean, there is still some hope for the attackers. I mean, this is a tough last stand to take on. But I mean, the gatekeepers here still have a lot of ammo. 54 of them, but there is a lot of ammo left. What else have we got? We've got a little bit of ammo on these post watch here. These gatekeepers have a lot of troops with little ammo, so they've got the other combination. I also believe Gondor still has ammo. Obviously, he's still got his artillery piece. He's got only 1 of them, but that's all you need is 1. He's still got Arthurian Rangers and Gondor archers here. So I mean, there is still some pretty handy units. How is this Noldorian spear just chilling back here? What are you doing? Why are you not going inside? And we've got some Gondor swords here that have just been left outside. They probably want to get sent in. But yeah, that's kind of it really. For the archers anyway, that's gonna be what's obviously key. Archers and missile like sort of units like catapults. That's what's gonna be key. And the general here going back. Infantry coming forward. We've got footmen of Arnor and Bree men at arms. I think these guys are just being. I think they were being sent forward to kind of like just be a shield, make sure like the archers can get up okay, don't get charged. They're also getting focused down now. What are they firing at? They're firing at Princess Coast Guard. A good target to take out, actually, because they obviously will be a very good counter to the pole arms in there. I mean, I say that these guys aren't the greatest pole arms in the world. They're only medium, and they're facing very heavy pole arms, like in the 2 Mordorns and in the Hall Guardians. So that's not going to be the easiest. But yeah, Lord's Last Guard now the general. I'm not sure what he's firing at. I think he might be firing at the archers here. Arthurian Rangers, a good target again. Get rid of them, then that's 1 less arch unit that you have to worry about. I mean, they're firing so far away. It's insane. Look at that, how far they're able to hit. I mean, they won't do as much damage firing this extreme length, but they will do some damage. Yeah, I haven't killed any Arthurian Rangers there. We're about to see gatekeepers come up, and I'm just going to set these guys right in front of the swords, and I'm just going to allow them just to shoot anything possible. Yeah, why is the elves capturing towers? Why do they think that was their priority? I have no idea. In a moment, I think I sent my general off to go and silence this artillery piece just so it cannot fire any more shots. I did not want to risk it firing another shot at me. But here we go. Gatekeepers now setting up, and these boys are going to crank up their crossbows, and they're going to start firing in there. Come on, boys. There you go. Firing in. There's not a lot of them, but they have a lot of ammo like left. These guys, like this unit here particularly has like full ammo, I think. But then rudely the Elven AI just decides to just charge in its infantry. And it's like, God damn it, Elves! Now you're just blocking my my shots. I was very upset. So yeah, here you go. Elves is going to throw everything in, and they're just going to go and die on the Manchu claimers. And they've got a silver chevron. Jeez. I mean, my crossbows are still slightly firing. They're firing over here. Just trying to do some damage. I'm making sure I'm targeting the polearm units, but as you can see here, I mean, it looks like the elves are already breaking pretty quickly. These guys are like absolutely just like knackered, and they've lost the general. But elves actually kind of pushing through. Yeah, these Lords of Lasgarland have kind of like, I don't know what they're doing. They kind of look like they're kind of pushing through a little bit. They're trying to get for my gatekeepers, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know. Lords Lasgarland, though, battling away. 2 Mordorns also coming forward, I can see there. They won a little bit of the fight. And maybe they're not pushing through, actually, the elves. I don't know. Kind of was a weird one there, but here they're going to try and silence my gatekeepers now. I wasn't too bothered about this. I was like, fine, bring them forward. It's one more unit I can kill. Like, they are low on troops. It's 2,800 versus 600. However elite you are, army losses will hopefully come into effect, even with elite units like the dwarves and the elves of the Wooden Realm like left. These guys will eventually start to lose heart because they have very few troops left. That's just how Attila works. There's Attila mechanics. So I was really banking on that to kind of come into effect. So I was like, yeah, fine. I don't care if I'm fighting your Lords Lasgarn. I mean, I am actually losing with my Bremen arms here. This is a really small unit, and these Lords Lasgarn are good. I'm now sending in the footmen of Arnor. I'm going to send them into the flank. Still pin these guys down. Even if they retreat, fine, I'll kill a lot of them. So this unit's kind of like, it's been sacrificed to try and take out my crossbows, and now sending out swords to do the same. They're going to flank my footmen, so that's fine. We're now seeing Postwatch come up. What else is coming up? We've got Sword Masters coming up. Throwing in a lot of Arnorians now to try and take out these elves. Yeah, that shock infantry has certainly changed that around. You can see already Lasgarn Blades losing decisively, as are the Lords Lasgarn. So, I mean, if these units decide to push on here, I mean, that's kind of a bit of a waste. So swords were kind of retreated so they could help defend this front line, but it's just going to be a lot of halberds and one shielded unit, the Manchu Claimers. It's a good shield unit, though, like sword unit, or axe unit, I should say, with a shield. So they can block a lot of stuff. They've got good armor. But I don't know if they can block everything, and I don't think they can save all of this massive blob of halberds here, but we'll see. See a few Manchu Claimers fighting down here. Look at this Manchu Claimer taking on 4 Sword Masters. Oh. And then all 4 of those go down. Wow, that was impressive. But there you go, yeah, you can see battling on still down here. Cutting down the last remaining elves, dare to defy Arnor and Gondor, and obviously Linden. But here we go, finally I'm going to deal with this artillery down here. I mean, this is another thing as well. This is 40 more men I'm killing off. Which may not seem like that important, but again, it just helps a little bit more with army losses. Now they're down to 520. These guys will like lose another 20 in a moment. That's really handy. I mean, that's going to be useful for army losses. I mean, what would have been great was to burn the city down. I mean, settlement damage would have been huge if we'd done some of that. Help with morale. But yeah, my shock infantry now kind of a little bit of a problem. They have nowhere to go. I think I sent them into the backs of these Lords Lasgarn just to make sure, you know, they break properly. I kind of want to make sure as many of them get cut down as possible. They are covered in blood at this point. Still killing my Bremen at arms, though. Like the brutal elves they are. Heartless. But we're ending one immortal life at a time. Yeah, there's only 26 of them left. And we see, I'm bringing my crossbows now, and I'm going to just put them in this little corridor here, which is kind of freed up, and I'm just going to fire into the Tomb Wardens right ahead of me. Because I've seen Tomb Wardens, I've experienced Tomb Wardens getting focused down and murdered really quickly by Uruk-hai pikes. Well, killed by Uruk-hai pikes really quickly. So I was like, well, Tomb Wardens aren't as scary as I believe. I'm going to kill these guys with the gatekeepers. You can see I'm just gunning down everything in front of me. I'm killing Tomb Wardens, I'm killing Hall Guardians, anything that just kind of there. I'm Manchu Claimers, I'll be lucky if I kill any of them. But yeah, we're doing a bit of damage. And there you go, the elves I think have finally been broken. And I imagine now the AI, I thought the AI might just throw in the rest of its elves again. And it is, I think. But yeah, you can see I'm starting to do some damage to these guys. Tomb Wardens going down, Hall Guardians not so much. But yeah, there you go, Moldorian elves going in again. But there's not much time left. Will it be enough? Will the defenders be able to hold on? Like, they've not got much left now. I mean, it must be like less than 400. 420 men left. And they've got to hold on for a few more minutes. I think they can do it, to be honest. With the troops that they have left, these are like top tier infantry that they've left here. And yeah, this is going to be a tough fight. I mean, we've got pretty decent infantry, but like Eriador and Gondor, they've not got like elite tier infantry. Apart from like the Fountain Guard, which didn't get brought. Citadel Guard pretty good, but a spear unit on the attack, not what you want. A spear unit on the defense in this point here would be great. You can see here, 2 Moderns winning decisively. You've got Hall Guardians winning decisively. I mean, they are just cutting down these Noldorian spears. So you've got archers on both sides just now focusing down the flanks as much as possible, trying to do as much damage to these polearms before we send in our own infantry. But we're pretty short on stuff as well. I mean, Gondor's got a lot left. Gondor's got so much infantry, they left one all the way out there, which I still was really frustrated about. I was like, bring it in. The cav is going to be no use now, which is a real shame because that's expensive cav that never really got mobilized. But yeah, Gatekeeper's still doing their work here. I was just making sure that I was getting as much damage done with these armor-piercing bolts before I had to go into combat. I did not want to have to go into combat with this line. Especially after witnessing like the Elves here get cut down. A general going in again. Look at this. Lord's Last Garden coming forward to try and silence these crossbows. And that's a risk because, yeah, this is, I mean, a great idea. But you're risking a general here. I mean, that could break the Elves if they're not careful. So yeah, we've got Gondor swords now coming forward. They're coming to deal with the Lord's Last Garden general. It seems a really bizarre tactic to send him forward. But there you go. That's what they did. There you go, what we've got here, set of guards going in. Look at this! Lord's Last Guard waving at 77. And there you go, the Hall Guardians all break here. Army losses take effect for the Elves, but not for the Dwarves. They hold on. Their iron resilience goes on. The Gatekeeper's now going into combat. And I do apologize, the camera is such a pain with this like overpass that's like above this choke point. But yeah, the Elves break, and now there is like less than 100 men. There's 100, no less, but it's just over 100 men fighting against, well over 2,000, 2,500 left. But the 2 Moderns, they are quite happy to carry on. They've got encourage. They don't need any Elven support. They can do this all on their own. And there you go. That's a general dead. I think that's the Lord's Last Garland general. Yeah, he got cut down as he runs away. The Manchu claim is looking very healthy right now. They look very confident, very happy to carry on. And Arnor's just throwing in everything now. This is what we were doing. We're like, great, just throw everything at them. Army losses should start to take effect if we just overwhelm them. They'll be like getting a little bit like morale, like bonuses and stuff like that. I mean, let's have a look at them right now. They get, what are they getting currently? Missile volley. It's doing a bit of like, actually it's doing nothing for morale. But the 2 Wardens are losing. 2 Wardens are losing, but they're going to still do damage. The Coast Guard haven't even made a move to come up yet, so I mean, that was really reassuring. Here they come, actually. Coast Guard on the way. I mean, this is 2 polearm units against 1 really elite one. Surely they have a bit of a chance, even if they are like heavily out-armored. Surely they have a chance of breaking through. Footmen of Arnor leading the way still, though. A beautiful sight. I hate this goddamn camera angle that I keep having to use. So go back here. That thin golden line with the 2 Wardens is getting slightly thinner as they're losing bit by bit. They've evened it out now. They've got brace going. Manchu claim is still at 91 men. And the time is ticking down though. Can Arnor break through? Come on. I don't know who I'm really rooting for. I mean, both sides I kind of quite happily see win. But there you go, the Dwarves at the last minute mass rout, and yeah, there's a Pyrrhic victory for Eriador and for Gondor and for Lindon. It's a really good battle. We'll end the replay and quickly have a look at the end results. But yeah, there was a bit of time left. There was about 5 or 6 minutes left. I think the Dwarves and the Elves had to hold on, and unfortunately they didn't break. Unfortunately, they couldn't hold on long enough. They weren't going to break anything more, really, for the attackers. We had just like solid infantry left, really, or just healthy infantry. It wasn't going to get cut down too quickly. But there you go. That was the battle. I hope you did enjoy. We'll quickly have a look at some of the end results. I didn't really get anything impressive. I mean, I've got like 89 of my footmen of Arnor. Like, Arnor's Eriador is not a strong siege faction against these 2 factions anyway. In particular, 99 men killed with my Arnorian swordmasters. I guess you could also just argue that I am killing elves and dwarves, so like unit sizes are much smaller. 96 kills with the gatekeepers is pretty good. Then we got Arnorian Knights here with 118 kills, 161. These, like I said, these were two of my MVPs of the battle. They did really well. Then we have Not Rusty, who unfortunately did drop. But like his army did insanely well. Like AI did really, really well, even like without him commanding. You've got 218 kills on Noldorian swords, 220 with this one, 180 there. Is like nobles unfortunately didn't do well, or his archers, or his shipwright nobles. But like some of his shock did really well. Brought a little bit too many spears, I would say. I'd probably bring more shock. Maybe bring like half as many spears, if any, to be honest. As you're attacking as Linden, just bring the shock infantry. You're going to do well. And then we got Targon Darkbane, who's playing as Gondor. Had a pretty solid game as Gondor. I mean, got some good kills here. 114 with the Gondor swords. It's pretty good on like dwarves and elves. Shock. I mean, Warriors Lost. I'm kind of surprised he brought these guys. I would probably just not bring them. Bring more like pikes or just anything other than these guys. They kind of suck for shock infantry. 160 kills over Citadel Guards, pretty good. I mean, they nearly all died, but yeah, they did well. His Coast Guard did okay. I mean, healthy numbers still, so they may have gone on and got more kills. And his Sicilian Rangers, I probably would have just brought Gondor Archers, much cheaper and I think much more effective, just because they have higher armor. But yeah, they did not do that great, to be honest, either. But yeah, then we have the defenders. We have Bad Omens, who was playing as the Wooden Realm. 116 kills, I think, is the best one with his last blades. No, 148, the best one there. His pole arms, unfortunately, did not get that many kills. They managed to get all cut down, though, because they unfortunately did break. His Forest Rangers getting the most kills of these archers here, though. 241. Actually, no, his Lord's Last Garden, 302. Wow. 137 with his generals, not too bad either. And his Onager getting 209 kills, really well done. Then we have Mythic playing as Erebor. He had a pretty rough game, I think, as Erebor, to be honest. He seemed to get overwhelmed really quickly. Like 184 kills, the two more is pretty solid. But yeah, like his Barrack Guard here getting like 75 kills, the best one, is not a good sign. May have been better just bringing like more but cheaper shock infantry. And there's Erebor Axe Warriors as well, 131 kills. He seemed to be defending against two armies, and he had the smaller army, which is kind of bizarre. I mean, 147 for the Iron Guards is good as well, but yeah, his crossbows maybe better bringing archers. I don't know, but yeah, that was a pretty fun siege. I will not lie, I really did enjoy it. I hope you guys did as well, and do feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support. I will definitely be back with more Rise of Mordor very soon. I've got a few cool like scenarios I've got planned, and I'm sure there'll be some more custom battles as well. But until then, bye for now.